Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jen's Acrylic 10-day challenge. Say hello when you get here. We would love to say hello back and tell us where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me, if our sound is okay today, because I have been doing some other videos, so things have been kind of moving around a lot. And I am still setting up here, as you can tell. Hello, Michael. Hello, Carlotta and Miss Ruth. Hello. In the Keys on a 40-foot boat. We're not jealous, Miss Libby. We're not jealous at all. So glad you're out there having a great time. Hello, Trisha. So glad you are joining us today. Excited that you are here with us. Sounds great. Good. Thank you, Miss Joan, for letting me know that the sound is good. I am watching all y'all come in. Hello, Miss Pat. Hello. Oh, I'm so glad, Heather, you are here. Yay, first time joining the live. Tell us if it's your first time joining the live, or tell us how many lives you've caught, because this is day 6 today. This is day 6. And day 6 is all about inspiration. So the reason why I decided to do a segment on inspiration is because about a month ago, I started polling the members who were already in the Acrylic 101 group. And I started asking them, like, what is your biggest challenge? What do you have the most trouble with? Or what are the things that cause you the most issues that you'd like to learn more about when I do this challenge? And so one of the things was how to decide what to paint. How to decide what to paint. Okay, so I do go in a lot more detail in my membership about how we decide what to paint. But for now, I want to just talk to you a little bit about inspiration and not only how to decide what to paint, but what you have the rights to paint, and how you can kind of like manipulate some things that maybe are an inspiration to you that you see that you can still use to paint and not get in trouble for. Okay, so we're going to say hi to Michael. He just walked in. Say hello to Michael.
Hello, Michael.
All right. Today is day 6. Today is day 6. So today is the last day before we start on our big floral. Okay, this is like the big project. And we are going to do a surprise painting tonight. We're going to take a little step off to another area that I haven't been talking about that much. And so stay tuned, because we're going to talk about what we're going to paint tonight. And the first thing I want to do is I want to show you this video that I created a couple of years ago when we lived in Montana. We took a 3-year adventure to Montana. We live in Louisiana. We're back in Louisiana now. But for 3 years, we were actually in Montana when I began this membership in this business. And it's 4 years right now. This week is the 4-year anniversary of my business. So I want to take you back a couple of years ago to a place that I would go to find inspiration. And there's a few words of encouragement in there for you that I'd like to share with you. So right now, I'm going to take myself off of the screen and I'm going to put a video up. It's only like 10 minutes. It's not long at all. And then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more. And we have a surprise painting tonight. So let me go ahead and get that started. And we can chat while the video is going on, because the chat is live. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Jen with Jen's Den Art, of course. And we are going on a little hike right now, because these are the kind of things that I do when I am looking for inspiration, and I'm going to show you where I live first. So this is our home. You can see our mess out here. We live in Montana, and this is where I come for inspiration. And this is a pre-recorded video because our Wi-Fi does not reach out here, and so I can't come out here live with you because I have no service when we get up in the mountains. So I am coming out here today, and I'm just gonna sit for a minute when I find my little spot. We're gonna walk to my little spot where you can see this is our surrounding area. We have 40 somewhat acres, so we don't really have any neighbors. Our closest neighbors are the ones you see right over there across the canyon. And I have a special little spot that I like to sit that I'm going to take you to, and I will be there in just a minute. Well, that's a cute Christmas tree that I might have to pull up for my house this winter. Okay, so here it is. It's just a spot on the side of the mountain that I like to come and sit, but it is one of the most beautiful views that we have that's really close to our house. And we like to come out here, Michael and I, a lot, and we sit here and pray. And we come here in the evenings and just kind of hang out. And there's Charlie. Charlie came with me. And I'm just going to talk to you about a few things that I go through when I'm looking for inspiration. Now, first and foremost, I need you to understand that you do not have to have a place like this to be able to go to find inspiration. It is just a place that I like to come. But what I did was I wrote down some notes on some of the things that I do to help me find inspiration. And it was one of the most prominent questions that was asked when I gave the survey out for the Acrylic 101 course. And the first thing I'd like to talk to you about is, what exactly is inspiration? Okay, so a couple of things that I wrote down is inspiration is something that helps you generate ideas. It can come from anything. It can come from your environment. It can come from a trip that you took. It can come from a dream that you had. It can come from anything. Inspiration is something that urges you to take action, to be motivated to do something. So first of all, you have to be able to have that mindset. And this is what this experience right here is about. You have to be able to allow yourself an opportunity to tune out all of the other things that are going on in your life. Put your phone away, turn the TV off, whatever it is you need to do. Find a place where you can just focus on what it is you need to focus on to be able to have that inspirational feeling. I get a lot of people, and sometimes I do this too. It doesn't happen to me very often though, but I get a lot of people that message me or say things like, I just don't feel like, I don't have the inspiration right now. I don't feel like painting. Sometimes you have to force yourself to go there, even though you don't feel like doing it. I am married to, y'all know Michael, I'm married to a mental health counselor, and he has taught me, one of the biggest things that he has taught me is don't believe everything you think. Okay, just because you think you're sad, or you think that today is a horrible day, or it doesn't mean that you have to believe it. You can change your thinking, and you can change your habits. And when you push yourself through, that's when I feel like I get the biggest inspiration. So surround yourself with things that you love. Take some time and really dig deep to find your feelings. Find what it is that moves you and focus on those things. I have Charlie right here. I like to call it allowing yourself to be in the now. Get rid of all the distractions. Focus on what it is you want to focus on. Get yourself in the right mindset and think positive, happy things. Think inspirational thoughts. What are the things that make you happy? Okay, so that's kind of the mindset that you have to be in. Something else that I do a lot of, and this is what I'm going to take you through this journey, is I take bits and pieces of existing ideas that I find. I don't just like it just doesn't just pop in my head and like, oh, I want to paint this. No, it's something that I have actually seen. It doesn't just pop in my head like a random thing. So, but what I do is I take bits and pieces, like right now, okay? There's a certain tree that I see that I really like the shape of the tree. So I'm gonna take a picture of the tree, but I'm not just gonna paint a tree. I might paint that particular tree in a painting with a barn or next to an elk or something like that. So what I do, and what most people do, is to find their originality. Most people, it doesn't just pop into their head. It is basically, you may use Pinterest a lot. I use Pinterest a lot as well, and I'm going to show you that today. Or this week, I'll show you that. Look at other people's artwork. Don't copy it, but look at it. And when you see their artwork, but what I do is I pull all of those little things together from like 5 or 6 or 7 different areas, and then I use those little ideas to then create my own idea. Okay, and that's what most people do, because it's almost impossible to come up with an original piece without having some inspiration from other people's work or the things around you. Okay, so you have to learn how to allow yourself the time to focus on really zoning in on allowing yourself to go deep into your emotions. And when you're looking at something, look at it in a way where you're feeling what's inside of you, and you get that feeling. Like if you're in a store and you're shopping for pillows for your couch or whatever it is, or like I did this when we were buying a house. We looked at 50 different houses, but you know when it's something that touches your heart. And when it touches your heart, you feel it inside, and you allow it to come through. And it gives you this sense of comfort. It gives you a feeling of happiness, a feeling of contentment. That's what you're looking for. So when you're scrolling through, and we're going to talk about this some more, when you're scrolling through Facebook or when you're scrolling through Pinterest or when you're wherever you are, in whatever atmosphere you're in, or if you're watching TV, watching a movie, reading a book, whatever it is, if there's something that comes to mind that really makes you feel comforted and nice, take note of that, because that is part of your inspiration right there. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we will talk some more in just a few minutes. All right, guys. Michael's back here crying because he misses Montana so much.
Why?
We miss Montana. It was an absolutely unbelievable lifetime opportunity experience that we were able to be a part of. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. And again, you don't have to go up at the top of a mountain to be inspired. Okay. We live in central Louisiana now. We've been back home for a year and a half now. We miss Montana. We love the mountains. Okay. The reason why we moved to Montana, it's a little off subject, but we went through, this was in 2018. We went through the death of, I lost my mom and Michael lost his mom and his dad within a span of like 12 months. And we were their caregivers, and our kids were all grown, and we were just kind of like in shock. We were in mourning, and we decided, you know what? We love the mountains so much. If we want to experience mountain living and mountain life, this is the time to do it before our kids get married and start having grandkids and all of that good stuff. They were out of the house. They were successful in college, doing all of those things. And so we were like, you know what? Let's do it. So we did. We spent 3 years out there, and it was an unbelievable experience. And we did a lot of healing. And that solitude was great for both of us at that time. And we decided to move back, although it was mostly me because I was missing, I was just missing some things here that I was still attached to. And we're back, and we are happy, and we are going to Montana again because our oldest son is still out there. And so next month we're leaving, and we're taking a trip to Montana for about a month. So it'll be fun. So yeah. So anyway, that's all about Montana, because I know a lot of people always ask us about that. Like, why? Why did you go and why did you come back? So anyway, a couple of other things that I wanted to share with you is I use Pinterest a lot. I use Pinterest to save inspirations. And I'm going to share my screen really quick, and I'm going to show you my Pinterest account. I'm going to just share my screen. If I can figure out how to do this, give me just a minute. And I'm going to go to my Pinterest account. Y'all should be able to see my Pinterest account, right? Yes? Can you see it?
I can.
Okay, it's
I
up
see
there.
A whole bunch of screens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it there? All right. So when you go to Pinterest, when you go in here, you can save pins. So like if I go to search and I want to search for, I don't know, let's say Valentine painting or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to search, and I'm going to see, oh, would you look at that? There's Jen's Den artwork right there. These are all Jen's Den art. Oh, that's because I'm searching in Jen's Den. That's why I'm not searching in the public. That's why. Let me go out here. Let me just go to Pinterest. Anyway, this is not, I'm searching for some reason. I'm just searching in Jen's Den art. But okay, let's say I'm here and I'm just looking through all of this, and I see a painting that I like, and I'm like, oh, I like this painting right here. Okay, I'm going to click on it, and I can see this is a beautiful painting by Allie J. Art. Okay, I do not have the rights to just look at this and say, I want to paint this same exact painting. I do not have the rights to do that. But what I do have the rights to do is I have a board. I have a board. I'm going to put it in Easter ideas. I have a board in my Pinterest account, and y'all see the little lock, that little key right there? That means that it is a private board and other people cannot see it. So I'm going to save that pin into that board. And so when I go back into my profile and I want to look at my saved pins, I hit saved right here. And then I go and I have all these different accounts here. And you can see like this one says country still life. So I have a whole folder of just a bunch of country still life. Some of them are paintings. Some of them are images that are photographs taken by other people. And it just goes on and on and on. So if I decide that I want to paint something like this, then what I will do is I will grab these pictures and I'll take like 4 or 5 of them that have similar characteristics, like maybe the country road right here. Okay, I'll grab the country road and I'll put it on my desktop, and then I'll grab another one that has maybe something in it that I like maybe I'll find a barn that I like, because I also have, let's go back. I also have a saved, yeah, look, see, I have a bunch of barns. All right. So I also have a saved folder with a bunch of barns. And so maybe I liked the road scene, and then maybe I like this barn right here. Okay. And I'll just grab, okay, well, that's a cute barn. I like the way that barn looks. Okay. But so what I'm doing is I'm taking a bunch of pieces. Now let me figure out how to stop sharing my screen. I think I did it. Did I do it? Yeah, I did it. Okay. So I'll take a bunch of pieces from all of those different inspiration folders that I created in Pinterest, and I will either print them out and cut them out just so I see that piece of it, or I will make a collage. I'll make a collage of all of those things that I like. And then I'll say, okay, I like that tree from this one. I like the shape of this barn from this one. And I like the painting style of this person's barn. So I'm going to pull, even though I might not be using the actual photo or the actual image, I like their style of painting. I like the colors that they used in their painting. And so all of those components, I'll pull in 4 or 5 or 6 different components. And then I will sit and say, okay, I want to take all of these images. These are all of my inspirations, and I want to create something of my own from it by taking little pieces. Okay, so that is hopefully something that will help you understand how you can use your inspiration to create your own piece. Or, you know what the best thing is to do? The absolute number one best thing is to go outside and take photographs of things that you love. From the stuff that we learned with perspective and with composition and color, you should be able to take now with cell phones, it's so easy. You can just take your cell phone out with you wherever you are and just take pictures and use little apps that allow you to edit your photos and crop them so that you can get the thirds right and make sure that your item is in the thirds. You can do that, and it's so, so much fun. So I hope those are some great ideas for you to help you find inspiration and not feel like all you need to do is find somebody else's artwork online and recreate it. That is a no-no. The only way that you are allowed to do that is, one, if you're in a membership that gives you permission, which mine does. If you're in a paid membership that gives you permission to recreate her paintings, my tutorials, and sell them. Okay. So you have to have permission from the person. If you do not have permission from the person, you cannot recreate that painting at all. Okay. So, and especially now you can recreate it if you're just practicing and you just want to copy it, but you're just doing it for practice and it's just going to stay in your house and nobody else is going to see it. But you cannot use it if you are if you want to post it to social media, if you want to try to sell it on a website or anything like that. You do not have permission to do that. So I just want to make sure that you understand that that is, that's copyright infringement. You can't do that. So I hope that helps you understand how all of that works. Does anyone have any questions on that before we get started on our painting? Since you don't have a computer, you have to draw everything. Absolutely. Yeah, draw it. That just creates a whole another level of your painting experience because you have to draw it and you're giving yourself more and more practice. So that's pretty awesome. Yes, exactly. That is a perfect way to say it. Without permission is copyright infringement if you want to sell it or post it anywhere. Correct. That is exactly right. Right. You have to get permission from the owner of the design. Okay. All right. Okay. So we are going to get started painting today. And I hope y'all are okay with this because I'm switching gears. All right. I know that over the past 5 days, we have been creating some very beautiful, a lot of landscape type paintings and really focusing on the really specific components of fine artwork. Okay. But I also want you to know that I like to have fun too. And I like to paint fun and whimsical stuff as well, especially holiday themed stuff. One thing that I don't paint is gnomes, though. I'm not a gnome person. They kind of make me freaked out. So you won't see me paint gnomes. And the reason why I say that is because I see gnomes all over the internet from other little art places. And I don't know why. I don't like them.
They're scary.
They're scary. So this is, of course, this is something that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of colors in it. We're going to start on this tomorrow, straight from the designs. But today, I just want to paint something super fun and light and friendly, something like this, so that you can see that in our membership, we also have a lot of holiday theme, fun, and just light paintings. They're not all hard and detailed into, oh, make sure you get your shading right and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So we're going to have some fun today. And we are going to, since our next holiday is Valentine's Day, I could have done something Mardi Gras, but Valentine's Day is before. Since our next holiday is Valentine's Day, we are going to start with a little fun Valentine painting. So I hope y'all are okay with that. All right. And I'm also taking the approach, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. I'm also taking the approach today with, I'm using something a little bit different to paint on because I wanted to share it with all of y'all. Let me make sure y'all can see me okay. Let me get out of this. Hang on 1 second. Get that down. Trying to get my camera set up right. Almost there. Boom. I feel like it needs to be just a little bit brighter. Contrast maybe. Oop, that's a little bit too bright, right? Let me bring that back down. Hang on one sec. Sorry about this. Which one is showing up? Okay. Temperature is too bright. Brightness, that maybe. What is this on here? Contrast. I bet you it's gamma. Let me turn that off. I think that might be better. Is that better? All right, I think that's going to be about the best I can get it. So we're going to go with that. All right, so I'm going to take a pencil and I am going to start in the center. But before I do that, I want to show you the paper that I'm using. This is called oil and acrylic paper. This is actually paper. And I use this a lot to paint on because I paint so much. I use a lot of different things. And this is easy to store, and it's also easy to frame if you put it in like a mat, and you can even put a glass over it and put it in a frame. So this is a 9x12 that I'm using today, but you get these, and this is 136 pound. I like to use anything less than 136 pound is too thin when it comes to using paper for acrylics, okay? Especially for me, my own style, what I like to do. So we're going to be painting on this today, and I just wanted to show you that that's another option for you. This is just one brand. You can get this stuff in a lot of different brands. This one is a Canson brand, but I use this kind of stuff a lot. Here's another one that I use. We're using this in our 6x6 challenge that we do. This is called acrylic paper. It's specifically for acrylics. And this one is 246 pounds. So this is super thick. I'll show it to you. It's much thicker than cardstock. You can see it's almost like a card. You know, it's super, super thick. And I love painting on these. They're a lot of fun to paint on. All right. So what I did was I taped the whole thing down all the way around with some, actually it's called painter's tape. The reason why I like to use the painter's tape is I bought this at an art store, is because it's white and it does not it doesn't play with your mind. Like if I put the blue painter's tape, or if I put something that has a lot of designs on the edges, for me it messes with my mind, and like I can't tell if my painting is like the right colors that I want it to be when you start putting different colors around on your tape. So that's one of the reasons why I like to use that one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw. I'm just going to draw the best heart that I can. And I'm going to make it kind of thick or fat, because I have a pretty big surface here. So I'm just going to have some fun today. And we're just going to paint something a little bit different than what we have in the past. All right, so there's going to be my heart. And then I'm going to make it look like it's wrapped around with a ribbon. So I'm going to make the ribbon. I'm actually going to kind of start low right here.
Would masking tape do the same thing?
Yes, masking tape would be great, actually. And I'm going to make this almost look like a big Band-Aid across.
Michael says you want the picture in the corner. Why
Oh,
picture in the upper?
sorry. I did not mean to put that picture right there. Let me take it down. Oh, I thought I did take it down. Oh, but it didn't update. Okay. Did it go away?
Yes.
Yeah, it updated. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit further than the heart on these the edges of the ribbon. All right, and you don't have to erase that, but I just think it would make for a better painting. It'd be easier to follow. And then way on the ends right here, to make it look like the ribbon kind of curves around it, I'm just going to make some big loops like that. Does that look about right? Kind of like a big V. I don't like this one, so I'm going to erase it. And I'm going to kind of make it go down like this. There we go. See, so it kind of goes up on this side and then down on this side. And in the middle, we can write love. We can do XO, XO. We could do I love you, whatever you want. We're just going to have fun with that. Okay. So it's really, really light right now. You can't really see it that well, but that's okay. We are going to get started. I think that's about all I need to do. Up here, we're going to put flowers. We're going to do like some very whimsical, loose roses. And then we're going to do the same thing down here. So it's going to be pretty cute.
Shelly says, can't see your drawing too light. But Cindy says, how did you get your heart so perfect?
I don't know. I don't know. It just happens sometimes. Yeah, the drawing is specifically very light because I don't want it to show up that much. Let's see if I can make it. I don't know if that made it better or worse. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, I can see it.
Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, so I am cheating on my colors today. I'm having a little bit of fun and I'm using a few additional colors that were not in all of our original paintings. And most of them are still the same. We've got our titanium white, our Mars black, our this is pyrrole red. Okay, that's pyrrole red. This is a new color that I added today that I think if you have been painting for a while, you probably have this color at your house already. It is called ocean green. Okay, it's just like a light aqua, kind of like a mint color. You can get it in all different brands from craft paints all the way up to your Liquitex brand paint. This one is called ocean green. And it's just something like a minty greenish aqua, light aqua color. This blue here is my ultramarine blue. This is sap green. I know it doesn't look green right now. I'm going to show you that it actually is super, super dark green. Can y'all see that? It's a beautiful, beautiful green. It's called sap green. Okay, and it's one of the most beautiful greens that I love to use. All right. And then, of course, this is my, I don't even know if I'm going to use this today. We might. This is my cadmium yellow. All right, so I did a little bit of color study before I started playing around with this. And the color study that I did was I said, all right, I'm going to go with a super vibrant red for my heart. So for my background, let me turn it over. So for my background, I'm going to want something in this range right here so that I can have a complementary color across from that. And I think it's really going to make it pop. So that's why I pulled in this ocean green because it's kind of like a minty greenish blue. Okay. And so that's why I pulled that color in. So I'm going to start taking this ocean green and I'm going to start laying it down all the way around here. just really loose all the way around the heart. Do y'all have this color? If you don't have this color, you could just mix blue and green together and white. Just mix blue and green together and white, and you'll be able to get this color. I'm going to dip my paintbrush in the water just a little bit to make it flow a little more. And I'm not going to go super crazy all the way at the end of my paper. I'm just going to kind of let it almost watercolory at the ends. Does that make sense? I'm going to just keep it. I dip my paintbrush in the white, in the water and the white. And I'm just leaving the edges kind of really, really loose.
What's the matter?
I hear your phone ringing. You can't hear it? It's like vibrating somewhere. I didn't know if you could hear it or not.
Potential spam.
Oh, well, I'll be. All right. And then I decided, I'll let this dry a little bit. I wanted to do kind of like, because I'm a plaid person. So I wanted to do something that was super fun. And so I wanted to add a little bit of plaid back there. So I'm going to take some white, and I know this is still wet, and I'm going to try the best I can. And I'm just going to start bringing in some white lines straight up and down. And I changed my paintbrush to the width of the lines that I want.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
I don't have the ocean green, but I have Teal Blue Lagoon by Golden.
Yes,
Do you
perfect.
think that would work?
Yeah, and maybe add some white to it if it's too bright.
She said that exact thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that would work if I weaken it down with some white?
Absolutely.
Wow, y'all are on the same sheet of music.
I think I have that color as well somewhere around here. But yeah, that would work great. So you see how I just made some lines straight down, very loose with the paintbrush, the width that I wanted the lines to be. I'm trying to get this to dry without having to turn my, what is that thing called? My hair dryer on.
Hair dryer.
And then I'm going to come across the other way. Also, in some areas, to make it look like it's plaid. I kind of want them to be along the same lines here. I'm going to have to fix that. Let me fix this. And then right at those intersections, I'm going to just highlight it a little bit more with the white. Like put a second layer of white and make it a little more defined. Right at those points. All right. Okay, are we having fun so far?
I am.
All right, now I'm going to just grab this red, and I am not going to be shy. Look at that red on there. That red is just it's going to pop. And I'm using this same paintbrush that I used to make the plaid lines. I just did not change the paintbrush. But those colors are going to work really well together.
Cindy says that red is her favorite.
Mm-hmm. Pyrrole red. That's what it's called. Now, lesson learned, do not paint the white ribbon. Yes. Do not paint it red because it will be it will be very, very hard for you to make that banner white again if you put red underneath it.
Oh, wow. Good lesson.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it. You just might have to take a lot of layers to be able to do that. Need a little bit more right here.
Me too, Michael.
What's that?
She said, I get mesmerized by watching you paint.
I get mesmerized too. Sometimes
good question, Sandy.
What's that?
But if you wanted a pink ribbon, would you do red? Would it be okay?
You sure could. Yes, that would look great, actually.
Great question,
Yeah.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Great insight.
That would be awesome. So I'm going to show y'all something with the reds in just a minute. I think I showed y'all this before, but when we get into our roses on the corners, this may not be the red you want to use for your roses if you want them to be super pink or magenta. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. All right, so there's my red heart. And now I'm going to dip into, while my paintbrush still has that red on it.
That is red.
I'm going to dip into my black. And I'm going to make, I'm going to put my flowers right here and right here. So I'm going to make some areas on my painting that show some shadows. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to show a shadow. And I'm going to come down here on this side and show a shadow. Because in just a minute, I'm going to be putting a bunch of flowers on the other areas. And you know how I'm showing my shadow? I'm using a little bit of black to make my red a little bit darker. And I'm also going to push some of that right on the bottom of the banner so that the banner kind of looks like it's 3D a little bit. And I'm going to do just a teeny bit right here, the corner. A little bit right there, the corner.
What brand is that Pyro Red?
Let me look. I think it's, oops, I just made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. Liquitex Basics. This is, I bought it at Hobby Lobby. It's $5.99 a tube. And these usually don't go on sale. I don't think very often they go on sale if you buy them at Hobby Lobby. The Liquitex brand. Now they have, they have the Master's Touch brand, and they do go on sale every once in a while. I think it's like 40% off if you buy those. Okay, I cleaned this paintbrush off, but I'm also going to make another light gray. Okay, so I'm using a little bit of the black and white, and I'm going to make a light gray. And I'm just going to add a little bit of a shadow right underneath one of the sides of the heart with light gray. And I'm going to do that up here too. Now I'm having to be really careful because my red is still wet. So that looks pretty good. All right, let's see what we're going to do next. We're going to come in here and I'm going to paint this. I'm just going to come over it with white just to make these lines a little better. And I'm actually using a lot of white to give me a good base to work with. Just lay it on there thick and let that paintbrush do the work. And this one looks like it needs to be a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to just kind of make a, while it's wet, I'm just making kind of like an outline with the black. I still have white on my paintbrush. And on the top and the bottom, I'm going to add a little bit of a trim.
How much difference is there between regular and heavy body paints? Heather answered Sandy and said the heavy body is thicker and the pigment is better.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the main things, like there's like 3 different levels of acrylic paints. There's heavy body, there's kind of like medium, and then there's what is it called? I don't use it very often. The I'm gonna have to look it up. There's like a soft body acrylic, and then there's also a, what is it called? Liquid. Is there a liquid acrylics or something like that? And they all have a great pigment, but the thinner, the liquid acrylic and the soft body acrylics, they're not going to give you any texture. You're
Fluid?
not, what?
Fluid?
Is it fluid? Yeah, I think it's fluid acrylics.
Thank you.
They're not going to give you the texture, and you're not going to be able to see your brush strokes as much. And I feel like one of the great things about painting is seeing those brush strokes. So that's why I like to use the heavy body. Okay, I don't know what we're going to put across the middle here. We shall see. We shall figure that out eventually. Okay, but what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and, you know what? I think I want a little bit more movement right here. Maybe a little bit here, a little bit of a darker shade, and maybe just a little bit right here as well. And then I want to start making some flowers in this. And I'm going to show you, if I want pink, I can go in my stash and I can find a pink that I have that's just already pink. But I want to show you, if I take this Pyro Red and I mix it with white, I'm going to take a palette knife. And I'm going to mix so y'all can see. And just grab this red and this white. And I'm going to mix it together. And it is a beautiful pink. It's kind of like a pale pink. Okay. So that would work really, really well on my flowers. It's almost like a pastel pink. Okay, but I want to show you something else. You might have magenta. Let me grab one. This is a magenta that I have in my stash. I think we talked about this already. I'm not sure. This is called light magenta. Okay, I really like this color for, trying to open the top of it, for my pink flowers. And you can see that it's almost like a purpley pink. And then there's another color that I'm going to show you from using quinacridone red. So I'm going to put a little bit of quinacridone red down. And this is what we call our cool red. And I'm going to take some white and I'm going to add it to my quinacridone red. And I want you to see what happens. Look at that color. So you see how this one right here is very similar to this one here, which was just light magenta. Okay, these are more on the cool side. But then now when you look at this one was made with the pyrrole red, and it's more of like a coral color. It's got more of like an orangey tone, okay? So be careful when you're trying to pick pinks, because sometimes you can pick the wrong pink and your painting may not pop as much as you want it to. I like the magenta pink. I like the one with the quinacridone red. And I don't know why I'm just so fascinated with reds. I think they're super cool because you can make so many different reds. I mean, you can do that with other colors as well, but to me, reds are hard. For me, they are anyway.
How do you refer to your paint? You got a large what? You got a lot of what? What did you say? A stash?
Stash of paint, yes, I do. I have a very big stash of paint.
You got a little Cajun accent stash.
That I got a stash. All right, so I'm going to start with this magenta. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to make these big kind of like commas. And I'm just going to put 3 of them. I'm going to make a little one right here. And then I'm going to come back with the pink, a little bit more of a pink color. And then I'm going to grab a bunch of white. And I'm just making a bunch of commas, keeping it really loose. Lots of white. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. I like to work in threes with my roses. So I'm going to do that again down here. And then I'm going to grab a whole bunch of color. And these are the kind of paintings that help us release stress. These are the ones that I like the most, actually, because of all of the stress that it's releasing. And I'm allowed to just throw some paint down there. I like that. What do y'all think? I think those colors really pop. Okay, I'm cleaning my paintbrush off with my rag. I'm just wiping, I'm squeezing all of the paint out of it. And that's why my rag lasts me about a week and then I throw it away. And what it is just old t-shirts. I wipe it all out. Then I put it in my water, clean it off in my water. I squeeze it again. And then I go into my next color. And my next color is going to be this sap green, which is a super, super dark green. And I'm going to grab some yellow. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it because I think it will be gorgeous. So in between these flowers, and even though they don't even really look like flowers that much, I'm going to make some quick leaves there on each side. And I'm going to grab a little bit of white too. Kind of mix in that. Ooh, that's pretty. Careful not to get too much pink in your green because everything's still wet. Y'all see how I made those leaves? Very not careful. Just add a little touch of one right there and right there and right there. All right. What do y'all think?
Loving it.
What do y'all want to write in the middle? I mean, you can write someone's name or whatever you want. And I'm going to use a pretty big brush to do it. I'm not going to use like a paint pen or anything like that. And I'm also going to make sure that
forever.
Love.
Be mine.
Be mine. I like be mine. I think I'm going to go with that one. Okay, I'm going to make sure that my white is wet. So I'm putting a little bit more white, and I'll show you why when I start doing this. Okay, I'm going to dig into my black, and I want the paint to kind of look like paint. I don't want it to look like I'm using a pen. So you see how it's kind of like digging into the white?
Love is.
I want it to look like somebody painted it on there, like really loose.
Nice. I don't get the, this is just me,
Look
okay?
how cute that is.
This is just me and my eyes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the black on the heart, the shadow. I don't. Maybe it's because I can't see well.
What do you mean you don't get it?
I don't know. I just don't see how that's a shade or a shadow. But I have problems with red,
it's actually just for fun. It's not really following any rules or anything. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, again, I have problems with colors.
Yeah. Something I'm going to do to show you that we could have made a different color. This is an orange. We could have come back with, I'm going to do that right here. Maybe this will make you happier. We're going to make it bright.
Cindy said it's whimsical.
Yes. Oh. We're going to make it bright instead of dark, and see if maybe that makes you happier. See what I'm doing?
Well, I'm not sad.
I know, but no, I use the word happy a lot when I'm painting because it's like, oh, okay. It's like a feeling of comfort of, okay, this looks better,
Yeah.
So maybe, does that look better? I think that looks better. Do y'all think it looks better? It's kind of like going with a bright orangey color.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, you're happier now. You can tell.
I feel whimsical and happy. Oh, good. Thank you, Laura.
No.
Oh, Sandy, to see? What up?
They thought the same thing?
They say the orange looks better.
Yeah. Doesn't the orange look better? I feel like it looks better too. It kind of makes it pop.
Once again,
oh, that looks so much better.
Day.
You did save the day. I think we just made a huge analogy there. And then I'm going to take a snippet of white and I'm going to make it even brighter. Look at that. Look at what we're doing here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I like that even better. But I feel like right here it needs to be a little bit darker. Like right on the underneath of it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And right here, and maybe right
So
there.
it's a whimsical look is what you were going for.
Yeah, it's just a fun, just having some fun today.
I
So we're
guess,
not
you know
so,
what? Make it
you
your
know,
own.
yeah. And I didn't want to stress them out about, oh, this is a hard painting or something. I just wanted to have fun. Every once in a while we just need to take a break from the really serious paintings and just
Okay.
have some fun,
Yes, indeed.
So there we go. What do y'all think?
Good stuff.
So yes, we do paint holiday themed paintings in our membership. We have lots of fun. We do a lot of fun things. Taking a sip of water. And I am going to show you how, now this is going to make a little bit of noise, and I apologize in advance. I'm going to show you how I take the tape off so it doesn't tear the paper. I take my heat gun, or you can take a what do you call those things you blow dry your hair with? A blow dryer. Just something with some warm air. And basically what I'm doing is I'm melting the glue so that it doesn't tear the paper when I start taking the tape off.
Hey, I wonder how it would look with a margarita.
That Mexican restaurant is calling our name.
But everything looks good with a margarita.
Everything is better with a margarita, right?
Bye, Becky.
Bye, Becky. Now this thing gets hot, so I have to watch my finger that I don't burn myself. There we go. And so I was able to remove all the tape without tearing my paper, which is sometimes a very big task to accomplish.
Really?
So look how cute that is.
Oh.
I like the purple and the red like that. Isn't that adorable? And I hope y'all had fun with this. This was a lot of fun. And today was a fun day.
It was a fun day.
Today was a fun day. We were dealing with inspiration, and I have to find my mouse. Here it is.
Yep. All right.
Come on. Come on. We are going to come back on the screen. Here we are. My hair is all a mess. Michael is coming. You know what I need to do? I need to get you a camera so that when it's your turn to speak, we can just have two screens, one of you and one of me, and you don't have to move. That would be cool.
I'd like my own camera.
You would like your own camera? All right, here we go.
I've always felt as if I wasn't like everyone else. Oh man, that is red.
I love it. I love it. Super cute.
Right on. So hey, I want to tell you three things. First, thank you for being here. You didn't have to, you did it. Awesome job. For those of y'all who have been with us for 6 days, fantastic job. For those of you who have been in and out, fantastic job. And for those of you who showed up for the first time today, we are glad you're here. Now, I want to emphasize one thing that Jen said, and I'll make it quick because I know I don't need to be talking that much, right?
You don't.
Inspiration. Christ tells us, right? He tells us through his disciples, through his apostles, that whatever is true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, if there's anything that is excellence, if there's anything that is worthy of praise, think about these. Long before positive mental thinking and positive mental attitude, Christ laid the foundation for us to have positivity in our lives by telling us to think of these things. There's a reason for that. So I give you that encouragement to know that it is scripture to have a positive mental attitude and to purposely think of positive mental things, because God says what we think about, right, is what we become. And so I want to be better, so I think about being better.
Absolutely. We all do.
So let's
We
pray.
all do. That is one of the challenges of life.
Philippians 4:8, by the way.
Yes. It's one of the challenges of life. We always strive to be a better person
Right
than,
on.
you know, I mean, that's one of the things that I think is a part of being a human.
Right on. Let's pray.
Yes.
All right. Well, Holy God, we thank you for your word. We thank you for your time that you give to us freely, God, so that we may rest in your presence. God, I ask that you would look over all of our tribe sisters and brothers. I ask that you would look at those who are thinking about becoming tribe members, and I would ask that you take care of their family, God, and that you would look upon them and love them, oh Lord. Father, we thank you for the blessings of life, and we thank you for this evening. For it is in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Guys, thank y'all all so much for being here. I saw somebody had a question. So are we beginning the flower painting tomorrow? Yes. Day 7, 8, and 9 are going to be on this flower painting. We are going to start from scratch, and we're going to be working on an 11 by 14. I am going to be working on an 11 by 14. You can work on any size you want. We will also have a template provided for this one. If you are interested in using a template, we will provide the template. I think it's already in the Facebook group, in the guides, if I'm not mistaken. Cindy, you can clarify for me. And are there any other questions? I do want to just say, if we are going to be opening my membership. Actually, it's open now only to email subscribers. So if you are an email subscriber, there's a special early bird bonus for a few days before the membership actually opens to the public. So go on in and check your email and see what we have that we're offering you. And we will be back tomorrow, and we'll start on our flower painting. So y'all have a great night. Oh yeah, we going live
tonight.
We're going live at 6 tonight to finish our chapel painting.
6 Central. Be there,
yes.
tribe sisters.
All right.
And brothers.
All right. We'll see y'all.
God bless everyone.
And Mini Den too.
And Mini Den.
Yes.
Mini
Bye. Bye.